Hello and welcome to Heal Yourself Therapies. I'm here today with Stuart Watson, all the way from sunny Gateshead. Hiya, Stuart.
It has been sunny today as well, mind.
I know, I've heard, yeah. And Stuart, well, we're going to find out about Stuart, but Stuart Watson, he's been appearing on lots and lots of channels, talking about his healing, the healing that he does, and it's incredible healing. So we'll start anyway. So Stuart, how's your day been? Have you had a busy day today?
Yeah, I've had a busy day today. Yeah, I've been phone calls from all over the world.
Yeah,
it was good success. Yeah.
So I know you do sort of hands-on healing, don't you? But you also do phone healing.
Yeah. I use a phone line as an energy line. The phone line is an energy line. So what I do, I contact through the telephone, and I put the telephone on the body, and then I just start doing me praying and that, and ask me Lord to come in, Jesus, and He comes in to me, and then the energy I can see the energy just flying through the phone.
Right. Okay. So, which do you prefer? Do you prefer actually being hands on? Yeah.
Because I don't touch the body. All I do is touch the temples and touch the foreheads with my hands, and then wherever they've got an ailment, my hand stays about 68 inches off the body, and I just ask for the divine to come in, and then just go across, scan the body, and they go into them like a mild, I would say like a mild coma. They're out. Just go as soon as I've put my hands on the temples and the head, they're gone. They're away.
Yeah. I mean, it's wonderful now that we can, like with Skype, you're in Gateshead, I'm in Spain, and we're having a chat. So, it's wonderful that you can actually help people all over the world. I know lots of people from, I talked about you on a previous video, and I had lots of people coming through saying, can you give me the numbers, Stuart? So I've been passing their number on. So even just talking about it, there's such a lot of people that need help. So question for you then. Now, you heal through Jesus, yeah? Yeah. Have you been religious all of your life?
I haven't been religious any of my life.
So what's going on with Jesus, and why Jesus, and why Jesus if you're not religious yourself?
It started 5 years ago, Gordon. Yeah, it hit me like a flaming bus. Just come in, like steamrolled us. There's a couple of friends of mine and my wife Sharon. I'd been out one night, my friend at a garden centre, and they had a spiritual fair at this garden centre. And it says if you've got spiritual gifted, you can use that pendulum, is the crystal pendulum, and ask it questions and that. I can't get it. My wife and them were trying it, and it was just shaking like very moving slightly. This is going, you try it. I says, yeah. So I got it and I held it, and I says, is the phone in the room gone circular? But I took off like a bloody helicopter, and I dropped. I shit it. I said, whoa, what? I thought it was a trick one, and then it just went, bash, deal with this. And I started to see things. I can see people's auras. I can look directly into the sun without blinking for as long as I want. It just started to escalate, and I thought Jesus was standing in my bedroom. He was there every time at first it was so hard to deal with. Yeah. It was difficult, and then I learned, and I get drip fed information. Yeah, I get drip fed. Whatever I need to know, it just comes into me. It just comes into me head, me brain, me mind.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So nobody's learned us anything. Nobody's showed us anything. My wife used to say, "Well, read this book, read that book." I says, "I haven't got to read anybody's book."
Mm-hmm.
And I says, "I know what to do." I says, "And I haven't got to follow anybody but myself."
Right.
This is my journey, and I'm talking there like that, and I think, what the hell? Where's this coming from? And I just knew what to say, what to do. And then I start seeing like ascendant masters around my bed and that. And wherever I went, in transport, I had a sphere on one side of the car, and sphere on the other side, and one on the bonnet. So it was protection. And then it's angels outside my door, and I've got videos of this and pictures. Yeah, which I've showed you.
That's right. Yeah, I've seen them, and they came up in Nicholas's interview. You were
interview. and I can see energy. I can relate energy. Energy is intelligent. It's a life form, and it comes to you. And I don't know how many other people can see this, but I can. I put my hand out there, and there's a beam of light coming to me there now. Nobody else can see me. Wife cannot see it. And when this happened, Gordon, I thought I was lost my mind. At first.
I was going to ask you that. Did you think for a while that?
Well, I had to go for a walk, and if I wasn't physically and mentally strong, and I hadn't been through the life I've been through, I couldn't have handled this.
Right.
It was suicidal.
Yeah.
I was going on walks and thinking, Stuart, you're not daft. The moon jumps, moves and jumps to this. I've got videos of it and everything, and I've got the sun. I'm in cahoots with the universe somehow. I can open portals in the universe. Light beams come down through it's all different kinds of life form come to me every day and every night.
So I've got this question for you then, Stuart.
Yeah.
Why you?
Gordon, I'm sick of asking that question. Why anybody? Why anybody? And why me? I've been through this life I've been through. I was dragged up, and I'm a rough, rugged, and hard as the bloody hell, like is a ground. I fear nothing. I've never feared anything in my life, and if I hadn't, my life was penciled out for me.
Right.
I should have been dead 4 times. People had a gun to my head, pulled the trigger twice, and it didn't hit the center of the bullet. It just nicked it.
Yeah.
I was drowned in Ibiza, and I didn't. And I should have been electric shot. And when I look back at my life, I thought, look, that's not luck. It ain't luck. They've had me penciled in for a long time.
So do you think that was you were being protected so that you could get to this place?
Yes, to get where I am today.
Okay.
And I'm still being protected now.
For sure.
I'm still being protected now. Every night the ascendant masters around my bed, the old purple beans, the light beans, with it. They've got a purple gown on, and I've got like a purpley bluish face, and they've got long hair and that, and all around my bed I can see them. And anybody else would have, I'm not saying that nobody else could have handled it. I'm saying it would have been hard for anybody to handle it.
Sure. But
I take it with a pinch of salt now.
Yeah, of course. You've normalized it. Question for you then. This was something that I was thinking about. What I've noticed is this, Stuart, in the world. I just briefly tell you what happened to me. Over a year and a half ago, I had this message that I had to meditate. The first time I meditated, I was visited by some light beings. They started to move my body and say, we want you to share a message of hope for mankind and of the golden age coming out of nowhere. But my story, your story, it's not the only story. There's lots and lots and lots of people at the moment. And what I would say, the common man, nobody highfalutin, nobody, just
people, down to earth people are starting to be contacted, to be visited, to be given tools and everything. Yeah. Do you think that what you have is something that you can pass on to other people? Have you had that feeling? People ask me if I can learn them. I says I can't. I don't believe I can learn them. It's my journey. Them will get there. If they've got, like you said, tools. If they're going to be given tools, they're going to be given them. They're not. It's not up to me or for me to give them. I've healed people like-minded people, and they've been in my company, and they've tried, but they've got to touch me. If somebody's holding on to me, then I can heal. I don't know how many people I can't heal at once. I can join hands. I've been in company where we've had 15, 20 people there, and as soon as I've made the link, every one of them feels, they get that blessing feeling and like love feeling and so relaxing, and any niggles have got's gone.
Hey, I was just thinking then, if the phone line is like an energy line, maybe you could do some mass healing by people having the phone line on them and then touching somebody. Yeah. What about that? You could do like a network one. You know, that would be interesting.
Yeah.
That would be.
I know I'm here for something bigger than this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was my question. Yeah. Next 5 years, what's going to happen for you? I'm talking about your healing. Next 5 years, what do you reckon?
My 5 years, I know I'm going to be on a bigger stage, and I'm going to be trying to open people up who's not awake yet.
Right.
I think I'm going to be the trigger.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you think as well as healing, you might have the capacity to actually get the spark going, get people woken up?
Yeah. Well, I can communicate with the universe, Gordon, and it's crazy. We were once on holiday in Mallorca. We've got a place out there. Me and my wife Sharon's goes down on the beach to talk, and I said I'm going to do I haven't. People say meditate. I haven't got to meditate. As soon as I sit, as soon as I sit, and the energy knows that what I'm doing, it just comes to us, and the messages I get and the signs. I've got a folder like that, and it's the drones I've done. I've sent you some, haven't I?
Yeah.
The drones I've done through the night is just unbelievable. They're like symbols of ancient symbols and all that, and right. I can't read them yet. I can't read them yet. When Jesus comes down, he stands in. All the bigger people are there, and they're talking to each other, and I cannot hear them yet.
Right.
And I've asked the question, why are you not going to why can't I hear? And what they said is your human mind couldn't handle it yet.
Right.
So I know this is the tip of the iceberg, what's going on now.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And they know that if I'd be asking questions, what the hell's going on? And this is the human mind couldn't handle it.
Okay. Why do you think that these days we're getting these gifts? Why do you think now? Why now? Because
times it's going to flip. It's going to go 180. It's going to flip right up on its head. It's hard to explain to people, and that people that don't understand and cannot see anything and cannot comprehend with what, like say yourself is being awoken, and myself when we're talking, they think we're bloody mental. Yeah, but we're not mental. I'm 1,000,000% talking what I see and what I can do, and I know I know that my gift has just started. My gift has just started. I'm getting stronger and stronger and stronger.
Yeah,
and I can pick Paul's energy up in my hands, and I can see them. They're whizzing round and round like the earth spins. It's got a little red center, and it's greens, blues. They've got a red and yellow center in the middle, and I'm thinking, what are these for? I can go like that there. I've just done one there now, and there's a ball of light there. I don't know if anybody can see them off your end, but when I do that, there's a ball of light comes out of my hand. I am energy. Everybody is.
True, absolutely.
I can see it.
Yeah, and it's interesting. There's a guy Mark Atwood, and he has a guest on who talks very like you. He goes to the dimensions, and he's talking about all the energies you can see and the patterns and the messages and everything. You know, I think there's an awful lot going on.
Yeah,
we don't even know yet. We don't even know. There's an awful lot of people that haven't even got a voice yet.
They're getting us ready for it's going to happen. The planet's going to change.
That brings me to the next question. So, what are there going to be the changes? Do you think? What do you see?
The change. I think we're going to be starting again, Gordon. It's the way humanity's lost its way. Humanity's lost its way. Christianity's lost its way. We've stopped believing like we should in Jesus, God. We're doing prayer. We're churches. The shops now, the hotels and bars, not now. We have got to get back on track. We've got to get ourselves back on track, humanity. And believe in our Christianity and believe in the Lord Jesus and God.
Yeah. So a return to God, yeah?
Return, yeah. Well, it's coming. It's coming. He's going to show his face, and he's getting like he's getting likes of myself and other people will be getting them repaired, getting us ready for the change.
Okay, all right. And how do you think the change is going to come?
I don't know yet, but it's coming. Everything's changing. You can feel it, can't you?
Oh, absolutely. We're on the tipping point.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Gordon, the stuff I can do is just I can make open portals in the sky, and there's light beams come through. There's from other dimensions. I've and this is all in the space of 5 years. It hasn't crept up on me. That's the difference.
Yeah.
We need you. Bump.
Question for you. You know this whole thing about. I mean, what's happened to you is like a waking up on en masse. But lots of people who are waking up are finding that they're losing people out of their lives. Did you lose anyone when you came out?
I lost quite a few friends that's slowly coming back because they can see that what I was seeing and what I said I could do isn't bollocks.
Yeah.
And they can see that now, and I come for healings myself now. Yeah, and when it first happened to me, Gordon, it was more stress on my family.
Sure.
Because what people would say to them.
Yeah.
Yeah, but when my family started bringing their friends, and my family was coming for healings, my son's was a footballer, and he's bringing these friends in, and they had been injured and they couldn't play. And then next thing you know, they're walking back on it. They're back on a pitch within 7 days. Yeah, and people saying, "How the hell's?" And I'm saying to them, "Don't tell anybody." But how can I not tell anybody?
No, of course.
Yeah, that's I'm not saying no, Stu. And then I hear people talking about behind me back because all my senses have went through the roof.
Yeah,
and me third eye. Well, I've sent you the picture of my third eye, haven't I?
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy, isn't it? Yeah.
So can we talk about the mechanics a little bit of this? Because I tell you why, I do therapy, and what I notice is that I've got to have some time between sessions, otherwise I feel a little bit depleted. What about you? Do you feel like you need time in between sessions?
Yeah, I can do like one after the other, but I know that I'm getting drained.
Mm-hmm.
I've got to charge myself up again.
Yeah. How much do you need? What would be a nice time for you to be able to get yourself
half an hour? So it does between sessions, but by the end of the day, I'm knackered. Yeah, because that energy it just comes in and asks for it to come in. It just comes into my body, and then I can see Jesus is standing there, and you must get the nod for and I'm like buzzing, like And then I just put my hands beside the person, and the energy comes with my body and then when I go and sit to the side and I pray while the energy's going through their body, and then there's biblical people going into their bodies. I can physically see them.
Right.
Yeah.
Are you a one session person, or sometimes do you need various sessions to help people?
It depends. Like for cancers, I like to hit the cancer about 5 times day after day.
Right.
I give it no let up. Just bang, bang, bang. If it's retreating, push. Don't let it come back forward.
Right.
With the cancers, I've had 80% success rate.
That's really good, eh? That's
Yeah. There's a couple that haven't. That I've just had a girl on the phone there today. She's got a brain tumor, and but we stopped it growing. It's halted.
Right.
So that's his. She says it's sure it hasn't went. She says, but it's halted. I says, well, it could have been a lot worse. Yeah. Uh-huh. She's over the moon because it has stood still. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it hasn't progressed.
Excellent. What's the weirdest illness that you've dealt with that comes to mind?
Well, the most fun for me, the most fascinating one, which you can see, is I think I sent you it, was my wife's mole on her leg.
Ah, yes. Yeah, yeah.
And after 3 treatments, it was like a 50 pence piece, wasn't it?
Uh-huh.
And I showed you, and after 3 treatments, she was supposed to, she went to the doctors with it, and it says, we'll have to inject you for the kill it for pain, and then we could buff it, and it'll leave a white circle there. But when you go in the sun, it's going to stand out like worse than what it is now.
Yeah, yeah.
Or we can cut it out, and it'll leave a scar on your leg.
Yeah.
The doctor says, well, I would just advise you to leave it like that. And I said, well, I'll have a try. So I had a try, 3 sessions, disappeared, gone. But that's for your eyes to see. People can see that.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
But if someone's got an ailment inside, it's a different matter. You cannot see what's working on it until you get the paperwork off the doctor.
That's right. Yeah, yeah.
I had a young guy come in about 3 weeks ago, about 3 or 4 weeks ago. He must be 3-year-old, and he had a stammer. Mm-hmm. Couldn't speak properly. And I held him, and when I held him, he felt, he was comfortable there. So I thought, champion. And I'd done me praying, and when I had a hold of him, and then the next thing you know, I didn't find out last week. I seen his grandma, and she says, Stuart, she says, I haven't forgot to phone you. She says, he's not stammering anymore, he can't talk. Wow. And
that's beautiful there. That's beautiful. Yeah. That changes somebody's life completely.
Yeah, yeah. He had a stammer and everything. I had a kid with there's another little child. He was about 1.5. What do you have? It's autism, yeah, he had autism. And he was like hyper and squealing. And once his mum and dad brought him to us, and he wouldn't have it. He's stiffening up and squealing. I says, whoa. I says, we're doing him no good. I says, because we're getting him all stressed up here. I says, I want you to take him home. I said, when he falls asleep tonight, I want you to put the phone on him and just put it on his body. Mm-hmm. So he done that. When he's done it, he's the next day when he got up, he was very selfish, wanting everything himself. And he had a little sister, I think, or little brother, about 8 or 10 months old, and he wouldn't share out. He was like he had to have the laptop on to eat his food. He was demanding, little lad. When he got up the next day, he wouldn't give cuddles out or anything. Went into bed with his mum, cuddled his mum. Went to see his sister and give out his toys, and he was eating at the table. And I charge £50 a session, but I get paid twice. That there is
for sure.
Oh, what a feeling I get.
Sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You know what is, when you're talking about these things, I've got a question to ask you as well, but I'm sure you've heard, because I know you were kind of you're keeping up with all of the news on the conspiracy side of life, yeah. But you've heard of the med beds that they're talking about, the med beds, you know. And I think you are the med bed. You are the med bed.
I've been called that, yeah. I've been called a med bed.
Question for you, right? I mean, I guess you're saying you're stronger now than when you started. This is a progressive thing. There's a progressive gift, yeah? At the moment, where do you see your limitations? Like, what can you say? Well, you know, that is not, I mean, obviously bringing people back from the dead. Let's say that's a limitation, but
I'm going to tell you, when you've just said bring back somebody from the dead. We won Mallorca, my wife. Like I said, we got a place out there. We got out there as much as we could. We haven't been for a year now, so yeah. But our auntie went into, she's passed away now, God bless her. But auntie went in for a routine operation on her foot. Auntie Mia. Now, we were coming up the plane and Sharon Gans, my wife, she says, we'll go and see her tomorrow. My auntie Mia, she's in the hospital. We're going to go tomorrow. I said, we've got to go now. She says, what are you on about? We'll go. I says, Sharon, we've got to go now. Just message I got. You had to go straight away. So we went straight up to the hospital. And our auntie, do you know when I thought I was with her, but as soon as we come in, she says, I've got to get back for the kids. My mum's not well. All right, so we got us in a room. It's in a cubicle by herself. And do you know when somebody's fighting for life? Older person, fighting for breath. And when I walked in, first time I've ever seen it, I seen a soul leaving her body. It's about 2 foot outside her body. And I just got a hold of it and held her. I says, "Me, hold yeah." And I held her. And when I held her, she started settling down. And then her soul just went back into her body. Wow. And she lived for another 5 years. It was amazing.
So I'll take that back. So that's not a limitation, and you can get the soul to come back in as long as it's the attachment's still there.
Yeah, the attachment was still there. Yeah.
What about things like broken bones? Have you ever tried to deal with that?
Broken bones, I've like if somebody's had an accident straight away, I can just stop the pain instant like that.
Right. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I stop the pain instant, and they heal a lot quicker.
Right.
I've had a guy. He's a footballer. They call him Fishy. Nickname Fishy. My son's friend, Leon, and he had a boot on. You know them boots on? He had one of them on, and they said he wouldn't play football for 6 weeks, or he couldn't train or play football for 6 weeks.
Sure. Uh-huh.
I had done a treatment on him, and he was training within a week.
Wow.
He was training within a week, and he just cut the boot off. He says, "I don't need that now." I says, "I'm not telling you can't train mine." I says, "I don't know if there's any damage done there." But he says, "I feel great, Stu." He says, "I feel it's out. I cannot need pain and out." He said, "I've kicked the ball with it." I said, "Well, just take your time. Walk before you can run," sort of thing.
Yeah. So you deal with physical problems. You deal with also, if you've dealt with autism, then perhaps the mental side.
Anxieties and stress. I just gone. I had a young girl in there the night, 16 years of age, and she couldn't. When I've treated them on the bed, I say to them when I sit up, I never give anybody a drink. I never give anybody anything. What they see is what they get.
Mm-hmm.
I play a bit meditation music, and then my hands just touches their temples. Because when they come round, they're lightheaded,
mm-hmm.
and they feel so good, and as if they've had something.
Yeah.
So I say, human being will be a human being, and they're looking for like an excuse or an answer to how I'm doing this. So if I'd give them a drink of water, anything, there's something in there.
Yeah.
So I'd give them nothing.
Right. Just
nothing.
You and your energy, that's all, yeah?
What they see is what they get.
Yeah.
Because human beings are human. They're humans, aren't they? And they see us 5 or 6 of them would go away and say there must be something in that water.
Yeah. I noticed that times are changing. Well, we've got. I believe we're in this kind of earth split where you've got the non-believers, the unbelievers. And then you've got this big crowd of believers now where people are so open to this kind of thing,
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Okay, so last question for you then. And obviously this is on YouTube, so we've got to be very careful about the words that we choose and stuff like that. But in terms of the situation we've got with the this situation we've had for 12 months,
yeah.
Have you had any kind of guidance or messages or information about how you see it playing out?
Yeah, we're having our pants pulled down, Gordon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're having our pants pulled down and divide and conquer. That's what they're doing.
For sure.
Divide and conquer. That's why all these. That's what the religious end game is divide and conquer. This Black Lives Matter, divide and conquer. This royal family, it's all to take your eye off the ball.
Mm.
Yeah, take your eye off the ball. What is really happening in life?
Absolutely, yeah. Well, yeah. It's, there's a guy called Lloyd Pie who said he did this brilliant show, and he said everything that you believe is a lie. Everything that we've been told is a lie, and the more you get into that world, you realize that everything has just been this facade, this fake setup.
From being a child, we believed everything that was said on the box on the TV, everything that comes through there.
Of course,
yeah, everything. But they're not. Why they're not showing what is actually happening with these protests and whatnot, and showing the public what is actually people is protesting against these things. Absolutely. But they're not. They're not showing anything. But what they want you to brainwash you with.
Of course. I mean, have you seen that this Saturday is another very big day in the world.
Yes, of course it is.
A lot of people are going to be taken to the streets, but they always put hundreds of people.
Those hundreds of thousands this time round, hundreds of thousands.
Yeah. Absolutely.
It'll not be broadcasted on mainstream because they don't want the non-believers to waken up.
Of course they don't. Of course.
That's and people who see these things can see it for themselves. People who sitting on the fence, Gordon, I'll see these cannot be all wrong.
Sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And them are not all wrong. Them are right.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Yeah. I know we've got to be careful what we say.
Yeah.
People who's listening in will get the gist of it.
Oh, everybody who knows what they know what we're talking about. There's no mystery.
Gordon, I think I've told you before how Jesus is there for everybody. He's there for it. You've just got to believe in him, and people will believe in him. They'll get what they ask for if they start and believe again.
Sure.
I don't know if I've told you. My house postcode is NE8 2US. And I've lived here 27 years. My club, my business is I've been there 12 years, and the postcode there is NE8 2SJ. And the two postcodes are floating about in my bedroom, all divine colours, and the lettering just come forward. Spells Jesus.
Ah, of course, yeah.
My house and my business, the postcode spelled Jesus. That's not a coincidence.
Mm-hmm.
It was the two postcodes floating about my bedroom. I thought, what the hell's that? What's the significance here? And then the lettering just come off, and it said my Lord's name, Jesus.
Yeah. It's a message that I've been, like yourself. I mean, I was brought up as a Jehovah's Witness, by the way, and I left, and I turned my back on all of that. But my messages, the messages that I'm given, are tell everyone to start praying. Tell everyone to start praying. We have to return to God. We have to return.
We have, yes. Yeah. That's when I've healed people, I say, and I say, do you believe in Jesus? And she says, no, I can't. Oh God, no. And if they say no, so I go through me pictures that I've got, and I say that there's the clouds above my house, and they cannot believe it. And I say, but I start believe. I says, and I want you to thank him for meeting me. I says, because here I'm doing it. His work's coming through my body.
Mm-hmm.
I says, so thank him when you go home tonight. Thank him.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that picture of Jesus or God or whoever in the cloud is fantastic. That's a super one. I'll get it off my phone. I'll put it on here so people can see it as well.
Yeah. And the one where my third eye it's.
I'm going to put everything that you've sent me. I'm going to put it on here so that people can see it as we're chatting.
Yeah. It's just unbelievable, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, my mind has been blown wide open. I believe that we are in times where we're going to see things that we never believed were possible.
No, we are. It's coming. It's coming, and Jesus, our God, he's going to be walking back on this earth, and we're going to have to be prepared for them that believe.
Sure. And this is we'll bring this to an end now. It's been absolutely fascinating talking to you, Stuart, and thank you very much. I appreciate you've had a long day and you've done this. It's late in the evening now. One of the messages that I got over and over again is that I'm a therapist. I do hypnotherapy and stuff like that. Yeah. And the message is prepare yourself, because you're going to be really busy. Therapists in the world, all therapists are going to be really busy because there's going to be a big job, a big healing job having to go on.
What I say to people that's working, Gordon, I say, listen, it's not our job to say, we told you so, we told you so. Our job is, when it happens, when the shit hits the fan, our job is to put our arm around these people and guide them.
Absolutely.
Not to criticize them, saying you were told, you were told, you were told. We've all got the journey. That's why we're at the stage now to handle what is coming, to put arms around these and safeguard these people who's just going to wake up like that and think it's too late. That it's not too late. That's what we're here for.
Absolutely, yeah. One of the metaphors I was given was that we woke up earlier because we have to put the lights on the pathway so that when they wake up, they can see the path.
Yeah. That's where we're there to hold their hands and steady the ship.
Sure, absolutely. I agree with you entirely. Yeah. Well, Stuart, I think you're doing an absolutely fantastic job. I wish you every success, and I don't need to, because I think you're doing a divine work, so you're going to have success anyway. And
thank you, my friend. Thank you. And same to you. I hope everything works out for you and your family.
Thank you, and I'm sure we'll talk again in the future. Okay.
Okay, my friend. Thank you. Cheers.
Take care now.
Thank you, my friend. Cheers. Bye.